Think about your morning for a second. You wake up. You walk into the kitchen half asleep. You make your coffee before you even fully know what day it is. Then come the little extras. A splash of creamer, maybe two, a spoonful of sugar, maybe a flavored syrup because, let's be honest, plain black coffee at 6 inches the morning is not everyone's favorite thing. And for a few minutes, it feels right. The cup is warm, the smell is familiar, your brain starts waking up. You feel like, okay, now I can handle the day. But here is the part most people never think about. What if that same cup of coffee is not just waking you up? What if it is quietly making it harder for your body to burn fat? Not because coffee is bad, coffee itself is not the enemy. In fact, plain coffee can actually support your metabolism in some pretty interesting ways. The real problem is how most of us build the cup. Because the way you make your coffee can either help your body stay in a better fat-burning state, or it can raise insulin early in the morning and slow that whole process down before your day even gets started. And that matters if you have been dealing with stubborn belly fat. You eat less, but the scale barely moves. You try to be good during the day, but by 3 p.m., you are tired.
Don't worry,
and craving
coffee
something
isn't
sweet.
the enemy.
You wonder why your
when
body feels
consumed
like
in
it is
moderation,
fighting you.
it can actually
Sometimes
support
the
a
issue
healthy
is not
metabolism.
One huge mistake. Sometimes it is one small habit you repeat every morning. Today, Hidden Health Science is going to show you 6 simple things you can add to your coffee to turn that daily habit into a better signal for your body. Here is the truth. Coffee is not the problem. A plain cup of coffee is not what is holding most people back. The trouble usually starts with what gets poured into it. The flavored creamer, the sugar, the syrup, the sweet foam, the condensed milk, the just a little extra that turns into a lot more than you think. A lot of people say, I only had coffee this morning. But when you really look at it, it was not just coffee. It was coffee plus sugar, coffee plus oils, coffee plus sweet flavoring, coffee plus enough calories to act more like dessert than a drink. And that changes what happens inside your body. When sugar hits your bloodstream, your blood sugar rises. Then, insulin rises. And when insulin is up, your body is not focused on burning stored fat. It is focused on handling that sugar first. That is not your body being broken. That is your body doing its job. Insulin tells your body, use this energy now, or store it for later. So if you start the day with a sweet coffee drink, your body may spend the next few hours dealing with that instead of tapping into stored fat. That is why this matters. It is not coffee making fat loss harder. It is the way coffee gets turned into a sweet morning treat that creates the problem. And the hardest part is that it feels harmless. It feels small. It feels normal. But when you do it every single morning, that small thing starts adding up. Let's keep this simple. Your body has a process called lipolysis. That is just a fancy word for breaking down stored fat, so your body can use it for energy. Think of your fat cells like storage boxes. Lipolysis is the process of opening those boxes and taking energy out. Coffee can help with that. The caffeine in coffee gives your nervous system a little push. It helps you feel more awake, but it also sends signals through the body that can tell fat cells to release stored fat. That does not mean coffee magically melts fat. It does not work that way. You cannot drink coffee, eat whatever you want, and expect your body to burn belly fat all day. But coffee can support the signal. It can
When
help
you
your
drink
body
sweet
move toward
coffee,
using stored
your
fat,
blood sugar
especially in the
rises
morning when
rapidly.
insulin may already
This
be lower
triggers
after
your
a night of
pancreas
sleep.
to
But
release
here is the
insulin,
catch.
which
That
helps
signal is
manage the
easy to block.
glucose.
If you load the cup with sugar, sweet creamer, or syrup, insulin rises. And when insulin rises, fat burning slows down. That is the part most people miss. They drink coffee thinking
When
it
sugar
is
enters
helping
the
them
body,
burn fat.
insulin
But the
acts as
way
a
they
key,
prepare it may be doing the
prioritizing its
opposite.
immediate use.
Coffee is like pressing
This
the gas
process
pedal.
effectively
But too much sugar is like pressing the brake at the same time. And if you are pressing both every morning, your body gets mixed signals before the day even begins. Now, let's talk about insulin, because this is where a lot of people get stuck. Insulin is not bad. Your body needs it. When you eat something that raises blood sugar, insulin steps in and helps move that sugar out of your blood. That is normal. That is healthy. But when insulin stays high, your body switches into a different mode. It stops acting like it needs to burn stored fat. It starts acting like it needs to manage and store energy. That is why belly fat can feel so stubborn. You might be walking more. You might be eating smaller meals.
As you can see on the diagram, the fat boxes break down and boom, energy arrows shoot out.
You may be raising
this
insulin
is the
right
process
at the time
of
your body was finally
lipolysis.
ready to use stored fat. Think about it. After you sleep all night, your body has gone several hours without food. For many people, insulin is lower in the morning. That can be a good window for fat burning. But then, the first thing you drink is basically sweet coffee. Your body gets the message fast. Sugar is here. Handle this first. So instead of reaching into stored fat for fuel, your body deals with the sugar in your bloodstream. It is like opening the door to your fat storage room, and then your sweet coffee walks in and shuts the door again. That is why this small habit matters so much. Not because one cup ruins everything, but because you repeat it every day. Now, I want to be clear. These 6 coffee upgrades are not magic. They are not turning coffee into a weight loss drug. They are not a replacement for real food. And they will not fix a whole day of eating ultra-processed snacks and takeout. That is not how the body works. The goal is much simpler. We want your morning coffee to work with your body instead of against it. That means fewer ingredients that spike insulin, more support for steady energy, more fullness, fewer cravings later in the day, and a better chance for your body to use fat as fuel when the conditions are right. Each
You can't move forward if you're constantly holding yourself
back. One may help your body respond better to insulin. One may help you feel full longer. One may
This
help
little
your liver
key
make ketones.
represents
One may
insulin.
support muscle.
It travels through
One
the
may help with
body and
bloating.
unlocks the cell,
One may smooth out
letting
your
the
energy
glucose
so you do
in
not
for
crash by
energy.
mid-afternoon. That is the whole point. Not to make coffee complicated, but to make it smarter. Because if you already drink coffee every morning, this is one of the easiest habits to upgrade. You are not starting from zero. You are just changing what goes in the cup. The first upgrade is Ceylon cinnamon. And yes, the type matters. A lot of people just grab any cinnamon from the grocery store and think it is all the same. I used to think that too. But most cheap cinnamon is cassia cinnamon. It is common, it is strong, it has that deep reddish color, and it is usually what you find in the big jars. Ceylon cinnamon is different. It is sometimes called true cinnamon. It has a lighter color and a softer, warmer taste. It is usually the better choice if you plan to use cinnamon regularly. Why? Because cassia cinnamon has more coumarin. In large amounts, or when used too often, coumarin can be rough on the liver. Ceylon cinnamon has much lower levels, so it is the safer, everyday option for most people. Now here is why it fits so well with coffee. Ceylon cinnamon may help support insulin sensitivity. In plain English, that means your cells may listen better when insulin shows up. And when your body does not have to push out as much insulin, fat burning has a better chance to stay active longer. It is not a fat-burning miracle. Cinnamon is not doing the work for you, but it can help your body avoid that big blood sugar response that gets in the way. The easiest way to use it is simple. Add 14 to 12 teaspoons of Ceylon cinnamon into your coffee grounds before brewing, or just stir it into your cup after the coffee is made. It gives the coffee a warm flavor without sugar, and over time, that matters. Cinnamon does not burn fat for you, but it can help your body stop overreacting to blood sugar. Now, this next one may sound strange at first. Butter in coffee. I get it. The first time you hear that, it almost sounds wrong. Most of us grew up thinking butter belongs on toast, not in a coffee mug. But here is the thing. This is not about dumping half a stick of butter into your drink and calling it healthy. That is not the point. The point is using a small amount of the right kind of fat in the right situation. Grass-fed butter or ghee can work well because fat by itself does not raise insulin the same way sugar or bread does. So if you are having coffee in the morning without a big bowl of cereal, toast, pastries, or other carbs, that small amount of fat may help you stay in a lower insulin state a little longer. And that matters. Because after you sleep all night, your body may already be in a better place to use stored fat for energy. A little butter or ghee can help you feel more satisfied without sending your blood sugar on a roller coaster. This is why some people like it with intermittent fasting, or when they eat breakfast later in the morning. But the amount matters. Start small. Use about 1 teaspoon. If your body handles it well, some people go up to 1 tablespoon. But do not treat it like more is better. Butter still has calories. Ghee still has
Notice the difference in color and texture.
If you overdo it, you can
This
easily
is
turn a smart
cassia,
upgrade
while this
into a
lighter
calorie
powder
bomb.
is
Also,
true
be
Ceylon
honest
cinnamon.
about your own health. If you have heart disease, high cholesterol, gallbladder issues, or you are on a special diet from your doctor, talk to a healthcare professional before making this a daily thing. Used carefully, this can be helpful. Used carelessly, it can backfire. That is the difference. The third upgrade is MCT oil. MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides. That sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. MCT oil is a type of fat that your body handles differently from most fats. It does not
Insulin
take the
acts
long,
like a key,
slow route through
gently
digestion like
knocking.
many other fats do.
When the cell
It moves
door
more
opens
quickly to the liver,
easily,
where it can be
glucose
turned
can
into
enter,
ketones.
keeping
And
your
ketones
fat-burning
are another fuel source
metabolism
your body can
active.
use, especially when insulin is lower. That is why MCT oil became popular with people who do low-carb eating, keto, or intermittent fasting. But you do not have to be doing any of those perfectly to understand the basic benefit. MCT oil may help with steady energy. It may help you feel full longer. And for some people, it helps reduce the urge to snack right after coffee. When you combine it with caffeine, the idea makes sense. Coffee helps wake up the system and can help mobilize stored fat. MCT oil gives your liver a fast, fat-based fuel source. Together, they may help your morning feel more stable. But this is where people make a mistake. They use too much too soon. Do not start with a full tablespoon on day 1. That can upset your stomach fast. Some people get nausea. Some get cramps. Some end up running to the bathroom. Start with 1 teaspoon. Let your body adjust. If you feel good, slowly build up over 1 or 2 weeks. And remember, MCT oil has calories. About 100 calories per tablespoon. So it works best when your morning is not also packed with sugar, toast, muffins, or a big carb-heavy breakfast. MCT oil is not about using more. It is about using the right amount. That is the key. If this is starting to make sense, and you are seeing why your morning coffee can affect belly fat more than you thought, make sure you subscribe to Hidden Organ Secrets and turn on the notification bell. We are not here to chase weird health trends. We focus on small changes that make sense in real life. The kind of changes you can actually stick with. Because most people do not need another extreme diet. They need better daily habits. And coffee is one of the easiest places to start. Now, we have covered 3 upgrades already, but the next 3 are just as important. One of them may help you feel fuller for longer. And another may support muscle, which becomes even more important as you get older. The 4th upgrade is collagen peptides. And this one does not get talked about enough when people talk about fat loss. Most people think collagen is only for skin. And yes, collagen does help support skin.
This is why MCT oil is special.
Collagen is part of
These
your joints,
medium-chain
your tendons,
triglycerides
your
are
gut
shorter,
lining,
making
your
them
connective
easier
tissue.
for your
It is
body
like
to
the support
digest
structure
and use for
inside your
energy.
body. But as we get older, the body does not make collagen the way it used to. You may notice it in small ways first. Your joints feel a little stiffer. Recovery takes longer. Your skin looks thinner. And your body does not feel as strong as it once did. Now, here is where this connects to metabolism. As people age, they often lose muscle. And when you lose muscle, your metabolism can slow down. Muscle burns more energy than fat, even when you are resting. So keeping muscle is not just about looking fit. It is about keeping your body working well. Collagen peptides can help because they give your body amino acids like glycine and proline. These are important for repair and support. And when you add collagen peptides to coffee, it can also help you feel more satisfied. That matters, because sometimes the problem is not that you have no discipline. Sometimes your morning drink just does not keep you full, so you start hunting for snacks an hour later. The nice thing is, unflavored collagen peptides usually mix easily into hot coffee. They do not taste like much. They do not add sugar. And they do not turn your coffee into a dessert. Use 1 to 2 scoops in hot coffee. But remember this, collagen is not a complete protein. It is missing tryptophan. So do not use it as your only protein source for the day. Think of it as support, not the whole plant. The 5th upgrade is cardamom. And if you have never used cardamom in coffee, it may sound unusual, but in many parts of the world, this is not strange at all. Cardamom has been used in Middle Eastern coffee for a long time.
Could
You will
your
also see
morning
it in
coffee be
Ethiopian coffee
contributing to
traditions
this?
and in other cultures that have treated
Click
coffee
the
like
bell
more than
and
just
subscribe
caffeine.
to
It gives
Hidden
coffee
Organ
a warm,
Secrets
slightly
to
sweet,
learn more.
almost citrusy flavor. But the flavor is only part of the reason it matters. Cardamom may help with bloating and water retention. And let's be honest, a lot of people think every inch around the belly is fat. But that is not always true. Sometimes it is water. Sometimes it is bloating. Sometimes it is too much sodium from yesterday's takeout. Sometimes your digestion is just moving slowly. That can make your waist feel bigger, even if you did not gain real fat overnight. Cardamom has a mild diuretic effect, which means it may help the body get rid of extra water and sodium. It also contains natural plant compounds that support antioxidant activity and may help calm low-grade inflammation.
As you can see,
That
collagen
matters
is
because
essential for
inflammation and belly
supporting your
fat
joints,
often go together.
tendons, and even
This
your
does
gut
not
lining.
mean cardamom
That's
is a
why I
miracle
start
spice.
every morning.
It is not. But it is a smart little upgrade. To use it, crush 3 or 4 cardamom pods and add the ground spice to your coffee grounds before brewing. Or keep it simple and use 14 teaspoons of ground cardamom. It makes your coffee taste deeper and warmer without adding sugar. And that is the goal. More flavor, less damage. The 6th upgrade is raw cacao powder. And this one is great if you miss that mocha flavor. But we need to be clear, raw cacao is not the same thing as hot chocolate mix. It is not the same as sugary cocoa powder that comes with marshmallows on the front of the box. Raw cacao is processed at lower temperatures, so it keeps more of the natural plant compounds, like polyphenols and flavonoids. Those compounds are one reason cacao gets so much attention for metabolism and heart health. But here is the part people really like. Raw cacao gives coffee a chocolate flavor without needing sugar. That is a big deal, because a lot of people are not actually craving sugar in their coffee. They are craving flavor. They want something warm, rich, and comforting. Raw cacao can give you that. It also contains theobromine. Theobromine is related to caffeine, but it feels different for many people. It is softer. It tends to feel smoother. It does not hit as hard and crash as fast, so when you combine raw cacao with coffee, the energy may feel a little more steady. Raw cacao also has magnesium, and magnesium is involved in a lot of things your body does every day, including blood sugar control and insulin signaling. To use it, add 1 to 2 teaspoons of raw cacao powder to your coffee. It works really well with Ceylon cinnamon. Together, they give you that warm, chocolate spice flavor that feels like a treat, but without turning your coffee into dessert. That is the key. You do not need to make coffee sweeter. You need to make it smarter. Now we need to talk about what to stop putting in your coffee. Because this is where a lot of people lose the benefit without realizing it. The
Not
big ones are
every
flavored
inch around
creamers,
your belly is
syrup,
fat.
and too much sugar.
It could be
And I
water
know, they
retention
taste
or
good. A
temporary
vanilla creamer
bloating.
makes coffee feel smoother. A caramel syrup makes it feel like something from a coffee shop. And 1 spoon of sugar does not sound like a big deal. But most people are not using 1 spoon. They pour a little, then a little more. Then maybe they have a second cup. A serving of flavored creamer may only have a few grams of sugar on the label. But in real life, people often use 2, 3, or 4 times that amount. And if you drink 2 cups, it adds up fast. Before you even eat breakfast, you may have already taken in a lot of sugar without thinking about it. That matters because sugar raises blood glucose. Then insulin goes up. And when insulin goes up, fat burning slows down. So the coffee that could have helped your metabolism becomes a signal to store energy instead. That is the part that surprises people. It is not always the big meal that gets you. Sometimes it is the drink you barely count. Artificial sweeteners are a little more complicated. They may not raise insulin the same way sugar does, but some research suggests Certain sweeteners may affect gut bacteria and glucose metabolism over time. So I would not panic over one packet here and there, but I also would not build your whole morning routine around fake sweetness. The better goal is this: train your coffee to taste good without turning it into dessert. So what would a smarter morning coffee actually look like? Keep it simple. Start with 1 cup of medium roast coffee. Before you brew it, add 14 teaspoons of Ceylon cinnamon and 14 teaspoons of cardamom to the coffee grounds. That gives the coffee a warmer, richer flavor before you even add anything else. After the coffee is brewed, blend it or froth it with 1 teaspoon of ghee, 1 teaspoon of MCT oil, 1 scoop of unflavored collagen peptides, and 1 teaspoon of raw cacao powder. That is it. You get a creamy, slightly spiced, mocha-style coffee without loading it with sugar, and each ingredient has a job. The caffeine helps wake up the system and may help mobilize stored fat. The Ceylon cinnamon supports better insulin response. The MCT oil gives your liver a quick fat-based fuel source and may support ketone production. The ghee helps you feel satisfied while keeping the morning lower in sugar. The collagen peptides add protein support and help with fullness. The
Start
cardamom
your
may
day
help with
the
bloating
smart
and water
way with
retention, and the
upgraded
raw cacao
coffee.
gives you that chocolate
It's time to
flavor,
say
plus
no
a
to these
smoother energy
unhealthy
feel.
add-ins
But listen,
and
you do
embrace
not
a
need to start
better
with all 6
morning.
at once. That is too much for most people. Start with 1 or 2. Try cinnamon first, then maybe cacao, then collagen. Let your body adjust. The best habit is not the one that sounds perfect. It is the one you can actually keep doing. Here is a simple 7-day way to try this without overwhelming yourself. Day 1 and Day 2. Clean up the coffee. Do not change everything yet. Just remove the flavored creamer if you can, or cut your sugar in half. That alone is a big step. Day 3. Add Ceylon cinnamon. Use about 14 teaspoons. Put it in the grounds before brewing, or stir it into the cup. Day 4. Add raw cacao if you want that mocha flavor. Use 1 teaspoon. Make sure it is raw cacao powder, not hot chocolate mix. Day 5. Try collagen peptides. Use 1 scoop of unflavored collagen. See if it helps you feel more satisfied through the morning. Day 6. Try MCT oil. Start small, just 1 teaspoon. Do not jump straight to a tablespoon. Day 7. Pay attention. How is your energy? Are you craving less sugar? Does your stomach feel lighter? Are you still crashing in the afternoon? Do you feel more steady? That is how you know if it is working for you. And one important note, if you have type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, heart disease, liver disease, kidney disease, or you take medication, do not make big changes without talking to your doctor. Coffee can be a helpful habit, but your health history still matters. So here is the main thing to remember. Fat loss does not always start with some huge life change. It does not always start with a strict diet, or a brutal workout plan, or cutting out every food you enjoy. Sometimes it starts with one small thing you already do every morning. Your coffee. Because if you drink coffee every day, that cup is not a small habit. It is a repeated signal. Every morning, it can either work with your body or against it. These 6
MCT
upgrades
oil
are
is
not
converted
magic.
into
They will
ketone
not cancel
sparks
out
for
a day full of
energy.
fast food,
Ghee coffee
chips,
provides
soda,
sustained
and late-night
fullness,
snacks.
and collagen
They will not
peptides support your
replace a healthy
protein
meal.
needs.
And they are not some secret shortcut that melts belly fat while you do nothing. But they can help you make your coffee smarter, less sugar, more steady energy, better fullness, a calmer insulin response, fewer cravings later in the day. And when those small things happen every morning, they can start to matter. That is how real change usually works. Not one dramatic move, just better choices, repeated often enough that your body finally gets a different message. So tomorrow morning, look at your coffee before you drink it. Ask yourself one simple question. Is this helping my body, or is it making the job harder? If this video helped you see your morning coffee in a new way, make sure you subscribe to Hidden Health Science and turn on the notification bell. Share this with someone who is trying to lose belly fat but feels stuck and does not know where to start. And leave a comment below. Which upgrade are you going to try first? Cinnamon, MCT oil, collagen, cardamom? Raw cacao? I really want to know. And in the next video, we will go deeper into how to combine coffee with intermittent fasting to support fat oxidation without leaving your body drained, shaky, or burned out. Take care of yourself and enjoy your coffee the smarter way.